I was sitting in the cockpit and I was observing the pilot really hard because I was like, if he has a major heart attack right now, I'm going to land this plane. I watched what he did and I will do it in reverse and I will land this plane.
This guy who has his own startup, he was asking like, hey, what do you do? I don't really know what I do, but I write an email. He's like, oh, what's that email? Smart Nonsense. He's like, oh, I read Smart Nonsense.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I'm like, oh, shit, dude, that's so sick.
I'm at this dinner. 4 people at the table. They're like, oh, how heinous. Like, this guy drinks blood. Like, ooh, like, they're just like disgusted by... None of us know anything about this guy. Like, why do they dislike him so much? And then I started watching his YouTube videos and I was like, this guy's awesome.
Welcome to the Smart Nonsense podcast, where we talk about entrepreneurship, self-development, and challenging norms.
Suns are out, guns out, everybody.
Suns are out,
We've got DevOps on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Congratulations.
What?
On the guns being out.
Dude, did you see my email today? SPF?
It's a good one. But you were going to say something about your girlfriend. So why don't we just kick it off there?
I kind of... Here's the thing. The last time I went through a phase like this, I had white sleeveless. I threw out my entire closet and just wore Amazon. I think these were $10 shirts at the time. And just wore them all summer.
$10 Champion white sleeveless tanks.
Didn't look good at all. You can watch them in all my early shorts for like 6 months. I just wore that for a year. And then I stopped buying them. I got normal clothes because I was single. And now I'm back to like girlfriendy vibes. So I'm reverting back to regressing to the mean. And this time it's a black shirt. So that's awesome because she bought me white pants. So I can't go white on white. That'd be too crazy.
And you're not worried that wearing the same thing every day might cause issues in the relationship?
Well, I want to get expectations right. You know what you sent me? You sent me some FOD in Twitter. And who's Zero?
You like
What's
that?
his fucking name? Dude, what's his actual name?
What is Zero? Brian Armstrong, I think. Let's see.
Brian? No, that's the guy that does Coinbase.
Oh, Bryan Johnson. It's got to be Bryan Johnson. But I can't remember because it's Zero right now. Yes, Bryan Johnson. Bryan Johnson. The longevity, the Mr. Anti-Aging Bryan Johnson.
And so I sent you, I think yesterday, his tweet that was like, he's looking for a girlfriend and here are all the requirements. The first thing is like, eat breakfast at 7:30, eat dinner at 11:30 a.m. It's like dinner at 11 a.m. And then after that, what was it? Like, you are my second priority. Like,
scheduled sex was on there. Can't sleep together.
Oh, right. You sleep in another room. No small talk. He just had like this list of absolutely bonkers, crazy shit. And I want like the same version, just like 10% of that.
That's what you want? The same version 10? Oh, in your relationship.
I want like one of those bullets, and one of my extreme bullets is like, I really don't care about fashion or food. Oh,
that's sick. What I was thinking about was I want like the 80-20 Bryan Johnson. Like, give me like what's the 20% of Bryan Johnson I can do to get like 80% of the anti-aging benefits? Because he's crazy, dude. He'll eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner in between 7 and 11 a.m.
He also says no vacations in the sun. And I'm like, dude, I got the guns out.
Oh, that's why he texted that. Okay, yeah.
I live for the sun. So
So I'm like,
what are you doing?
So, okay, to where this comes from, right? Where this comes from. I was at a dinner with like 5 friends a month ago, and we're all just sitting around, and some news had broke that I think Bryan Johnson had done a plasma transfusion from his son to him, and from him to his 7-year-old father.
And who is Bryan Johnson?
I know like nothing about him.
Oh.
He founded Kernel or Braintree.
Braintree. I don't know if Venmo bought him or he made Venmo or what, but somehow I think it sold for like $800 million and it was his company. A lot of money, basically.
But wasn't it a brain company? Or he's got one of those now?
I don't really
Zero,
know.
Dude.
Zero.
Yeah. So Zero's got hundreds of millions of dollars, and Zero's mission is like, can I reverse aging? Because basically the premise is...
Can he live forever, really? That's what he's trying to do.
If a chronological year on Earth, well, it's 1 year, But if you can age in that year, if you can reverse aging by more than a year, your biological age is reversing. So if in one Earth year he can, reverse his age by 1.2 years, I guess he could
Oh,
live
that's why
forever.
is he trying to get to zero there too?
Yeah, it's zero, dude.
But I read a different article about zero.
What?
We'll get to you and your dinner in a second. But he has an article because my office mate, who's not here right now, I'm home alone, which is sick. He sent me an article from Zero writing about Zero, where it's like his own. I didn't understand the fucking article, but basically, like, first principles thinking is like thinking from the ground up. Like, you look at a problem the new way. But he's like, first principles, like, let's go to the zero principle, basically.
Whoa.
Like a step below, like, first principles, you're given constraints. He's like, what if we don't even have constraints? I,
Well, which is unique. So his thing is like,
hold on, I'm not done
that,
yet. I'm not done yet. I don't know if I'm like accurately representing that, but he started the blog with, before people invented the number zero, like, we couldn't count.
Oh,
It's like the for example, what is it? Is it Cartesian with like all the grid lines on a graph?
don't ask me.
They're like
Cartesian coordinate.
the graph lines, like, yeah, before they had graph lines, shit was just in free space. Like, you didn't have graph lines, like no one knew how to like do like number line. I don't know how it worked exactly, but it was impossible with having that 0 point in the middle, and like zero was this huge explosion for doing math.
I'll tell you what, because I know where he's probably getting that from. It's this book, the biography of Zero. Zero.
Yeah,
What is
it starts.
what is
The
this
title
book?
is Zero.
Zero. Fuck. That's Malcolm X. Fucked. Zero. Fuck, dude. Bleep me. Zero. The biography of a dangerous idea.
Yeah, it's that one. It's that one. That's where you got it
So yeah, I don't know anything about that, but that is on my bookshelf.
But it was just like totally out of left field. No one could even imagine this idea, and then it changes everything. He's like, I'm looking for zero ideas.
And right, one of the big things he's battling is everyone, like, a lot of people are like nihilist in the sense that they're like, well, like, what does it matter? Everyone dies anyway, or it's always been this way, or this is how we age, or it's biological. And he's like, what if that entire game is not true? Like, what if I can get to zero? Then all of that is not true.
Right.
But anyway,
they're accepting that constraint, and he's like, what if it ain't a constraint?
And I think, okay, we'll get to it. So I'm at this dinner, and he had just done something with the blood of his son and giving to his father. And 4 people at the table are talking about, like, they're like, oh, how heinous, like, this guy drinks blood, like, ooh, like, they're just like disgusted by Bryan Johnson. And I'm just sitting there silently like, sounds kind of noble and novel to me. Like I was just like so perplexed. I was like, first of all, none of us know anything about this guy. Perplexed. None of us know anything about this guy. Like, why do they dislike him so much? So then I basically went and I just started like reading his tweets and stuff. And then I started watching his YouTube videos. And I was like, this guy's awesome. Like, he's nice. His mission is huge. He's not messing with anybody else's stuff. He's doing it all to himself. He's not demanding anything of anyone. And I was like, this guy's awesome. So anyway, I'm a huge fan, except the son. Yeah, he doesn't like the son. I'm a huge fan. And
I
what
meant
was this all about?
like his son and taking his son's blood.
Oh, yeah.
But
yeah.
I guess. Well,
you know,
it was
what else?
Gonna
I also
connect
sent
to your tweet.
Gonna, nice. He's a reformed man.
I used to be Gunu for everyone.
The tweet's actually not that interesting now that I think about it. But
no, I thought it was interesting. Well, I just love the power of Twitter.
Yes.
But
yes.
Let me say really quick, because I really like, especially these people where they're harmless to everyone else. They're just like doing experiments on themselves, and it's like, why would you hate on a guy just like testing shit out? And then I don't know why I had
posting all of it to the internet transparently.
Right, which takes balls. And I guess you don't give a fuck once you make a couple $100 million, and you're like, fuck it. But it's weird seeing him become a YouTuber. But
his videos
I had
sick.
This is just in the archive of potential pod. It was Peter Thiel, Tyler Cowen talking like 2015 interview. I just like reading their transcripts because the podcast is super fucking boring, but the transcripts are sick. Because Cowan asked these questions. I was going through the Paul Graham one that just dropped. I think I probably sent you a couple. And Paul's like, dude, what are these questions? Like he just asks like, so you went to Italy when you're 6. How does that relate to how you view artists in the world of technology today? And he's like, what, dude? Like, how am I've never thought about that once in
Who
my life.
is Tyler Cowen?
He's some economist that gets a lot of cool people to respect him. So I don't really know, but he's had this podcast. I forget what it's called, but basically, talking to Thiel, and we've heard this before from Thiel, but he's like, it's weird that the most successful people in Silicon Valley all have Asperger's, and it's like that's interesting in itself. But then he's like, I could quote him, but basically, why does society almost require Asperger's to do anything different? Like, why are we so sheepish that the only way you get, I don't know, success in life is to, or like true success, like super outside success, is to be Aspergered out.
Which
I want to
is,
see if the
well, that was my reflex. It was sitting at this dinner and
right.
everyone's like, this is disgusting. Why is this guy doing this? Oh, like, woe is him. And I'm like, no, he's actually trying to reverse his aging to 0. That's incredible. And he's just doing it himself with his own money.
Let me quote this.
Yeah.
So this is Thiel. Maybe I'll just read the whole paragraph. It happens to be a plus for innovation, this is Asperger's, and creating great companies, but I think we should always turn this around as an incredible critique of our society. We need to ask, what is it about our society where those of us who do not suffer from Asperger's are at some massive disadvantage because we'll be talked out of our interesting, original, creative ideas before they're even fully formed. It's like, and maybe, I don't know if you like need Asperger's to have these creative ideas, but he's assuming everyone has the ideas, but we're just talked out of them. Like, probably everyone's like, how can I live forever? It's like, oh, well, what if you just had the blood of younger people? Which I think Thiel was like known for considering this in the past, even.
That's not even, so like, it's not even, that's not part of Bryan Johnson's protocol. It was like a public media
right.
stunt. It was like a stunt he did basically. And then
But
people
like, there are all these
out.
ideas that we probably all think about. No one actually just acts on them because we care too much about what people think. It's like, who would wear the same sleeveless shirt every day unless you really didn't care? Which I like to think I have Asperger's by choice, but some people think it's just by nature.
By choice. So anyway, what happened on Twitter is the founder of HubSpot was tweeting, Brian Halligan was tweeting like, why do so many people hate Bryan Johnson? And this was the same question I had at that dinner. So I just responded with my take. And then Zero himself responds to me, right? Thank you, Henry. There's intense social pressure to hate on me, and I appreciate your curiosity. And then Brian Halligan and Zero just go on to have a conversation below my thread. It's like, right. That's just Twitter.
Connector, dude.
X,
Twitter,
sorry.
It's so sick. One thing that I'm realizing now is like a couple. Oh, dude, I got a lot of dots that just connected off your dot. That's crazy. I really
be a shame if you couldn't articulate them.
I know, it'd be such a shame because when you have multiple, it's like, how do you articulate them all at the same time? And you can't. You got to go sequentially. Basically, I want to be respected by people that we respect. It's really the goal. When we first went to that PayPal party and it was like all these super successful people, we didn't know how to talk to them because we were at the time like literally broke and not viral, and like we had nothing to our name other than like making videos for Saks. So always just wanted to be respected by people that we look up to and be on the same playing field as them. And now I feel like we're just beginning to get at that level because I went to this New Jersey thing with a couple like one Twitter friend who knew a couple other cool like people in startups or finance that are doing cool things that are our age. They're like basically they're pretty much like Brown students that are just into entrepreneurship like us. So it was like the perfect fit. And I got there and like this guy Kai who has his own startup, he was asking like, hey, what do you do? I'm like, I'm really struggling right now because I don't really make videos very often, and like I don't really write all that often. I don't really know what I do, but I'm like, yeah, right now I just like make videos that do pretty well on YouTube. He's like, oh, interesting. Like, anything else? I'm
Cobra
like, oh,
Kai.
I write an email. He's like, oh, what's that email? I'm like, smart nonsense. He's like, oh, I read smart nonsense.
Oh fuck yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, dude, that's so sick. Like he I don't know. It's just like now hearing about all these people kind of following us, especially as we do cooler stuff and like very consistently do stuff. Like right now, we were trying to figure out why our business is suddenly booming out of nowhere. Like a year into, I don't know, being successful.
Dude, 3
creators
episodes
and
we almost died. Still going
I,
to, but like business is booming.
I know, unless I do more hiring tests that cost 10 grand, it's actually going to cost probably closer to 15 or 20 by the time we pay referrals. But that's how it goes, hiring the best. But yeah, it's just kind of like people are starting to respect us more for what we're actually creating versus like piggybacking other people, which is awesome. And I just want to like lean into that even more. And this dot, hey, dude, it keeps connecting.
It's way out.
Oh, you got your thread all done, right? I don't mean to like cut.
My thread's done, dude.
Um,
I just want an 80-20-0. I think it's sick. I think she they is sick.
Okay.
0.
So basically, like our stuff is really sick, but we have like 9,000 subs right now on Smart Nonsense email as of August 11th, 2023.
Oh, date it.
To the year.
It.
And so like less than 10,000 subs, like people, not enough eyes are getting on this, especially now that YouTube's like taking off hyperlinks. It's going to be like harder to promote our stuff. So it's kind of annoying. They're not letting you hyperlink comments, which is what kind of our lead magnet for Smart Nonsense was. But like basically Zach, who works here with me, he has a big Instagram. He's like, dude, I read, like, I don't really read your emails. I just kind of like scan through for the pictures because I love them. And it's criminal that 1 million people don't know about this, especially all these awesome people on Twitter. And so he was like, hey, Dylan, how do we figure out how to get people to look at this? Especially like the people that you respect. And his idea, because this was mid beef between Sean Puri, we talk about him a lot, and Matt McGarry, who was like an old hustle email guy and spun off his own agency to do email. They were basically feuding. And so Zach, he's like, you know what a sick idea would be? Because he's looking through the illustrations. He's like, what if you just like made a meme about whatever's trending on Twitter that day? It's like, let's take your Dirt character and like, or just like your cartoon people, and you have like a little like one picture of just like Sean battling Matt in this like super funny way. It's like the perfect thing for our niche, and everyone would share it because it's hilarious. Of just like, I don't know, Sean bending him over, or like some like smart nonsensey meme that people would want to retweet on Twitter, and then like our top comment is just, hey, go to Smart Nonsense for more like funny shit like this. And so I'm like, that's fucking brilliant. Granted, we don't like doing news and trending topics.
Or it comes from the Smart Nonsense Twitter. It's just this like rogue. Well, I'm trying to look at what's trending right now. How does this even work?
I mean, I don't mean like trending globally on Twitter. Oh. I mean like within our niche, because we want like we want all our tech startup people to like see our shit, and people don't really follow brand accounts. So honestly, I just burn Smart Nonsense down, and we just like post from our own stuff. But like, I like just the idea of like mixing our awesome illustration with just us being chaotic energy on Twitter, because that's what really made us break through. Is we didn't give a fuck on Twitter, and it's like people meet us in real life from Twitter and like, oh, you seem like the reckless crazy kids. Like, I don't know, we just don't have that vibe anymore. Like, you're barely on Twitter, you're just kind of like DMing me stuff.
X, dude.
So I think we could really cause some chaos in a way where people retweet our stuff a lot. Like, we kind of become shit posters.
Yeah, that'd be really good. Cause a ruckus.
But it's something where no one's gonna compete with us, because who the fuck is doing like little comic memes about whatever is popular in our niche?
Right. How do you think you source, like, in recent memory, I can only think of the Sean and McGarry beef.
Another thing that's popping off is who's the Barstool guy? like
Oh,
El
Dave
Presidente.
Portnoy
Like Dave Portnoy do like
and
a
his
meme of
stupid
him.
fucking employees.
Yeah, and his dirt employees that are just like moping or like non-existent. Like there could be a meme there, that's just like somehow dirt fits into it, and people are like, "Oh, that's really hilarious." I haven't seen those cartoons. Now they want to like figure out how to get more of that. Uh, I think it could really blow up because no one's gonna compete with us because our illustrations are fucking incredible,
Yeah,
and then it
yeah.
trickle right back to what we're doing, and it'd blow up our own Twitters. So like we'd be a lot more popular on our own stuff.
These sharks mating. I'm just trying to scroll through Twitter and be like what? Yeah, like what could we hit
I knew
on?
I lost you, dude. I wasn't sure if I was looking.
Dude, there's sharks mating on my feed, and there's a giant rabbit. Well, yeah, I'm almost like, what's the current stuff is good. That's where all the juice is. It's like what's in between current and like forever green. Forever green?
But
Evergreen.
Evergreen? Jeez.
What's in between those two? That's like it's like current, but it's just like one notch toward evergreen, so that it will continue to last. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's in the weeds.
Uh yeah, I don't know. But I think there's
It's a really good
infinite stuff.
idea.
Like even if it's just an all-in episode releases, it kind of gets back to our roots. It's just a lot easier to make a meme versus like a full-blown video. It's just like,
Yeah.
hey, all-in's talking about AI and or like Freedbird's talking about this new levitating thing, and then we like just do
Right.
some
Maybe there's only
comic stuff with that.
there's probably 3 or 5 of those a week.
Oh, at least, dude.
Yeah.
I think we're just not really looking for them or
Not
thinking
looking
about them very
for 'em.
often.
Yeah,
But
that's good.
when we are,
That's really
I think
good.
it could be sick to go viral on Twitter. So we'll see. We got a call because, dude, I guess business is booming, and it's an old friend that wants to join on, but we don't have any people to sell them. So, oh, I wanted to talk about your vacation too. You want to do like a 2-minute summary?
I was in Belize with the fam. Oh, here's the summary. Here's the summary there. I was texting you this. So let me set the scene a little bit. Everyone was excited, right? We're going to Belize with the family. Everyone's going to be hanging out in the sun. We have no plans. We rented Francis Ford Coppola's daughter's house or whatever. It's his resort. House with the pool. We're just going to pool all week. Everyone brings a couple books because we're excited to like catch up on reading, learn a thing or two. You know, no phones, just books. Nobody got a single bit of reading done. That's the punchline. The reason why is my brother's got 3 kids. And a vacation with 3 kids, do I dare say, is not a vacation. It's so different. Because here's the thing with kids, they wake up at 5:30 in the morning and they are going until 8 p.m. at night, nonstop. Nonstop. And there's no entertaining themselves at the age they're at. So everyone's got a group entertain them. And anytime you're not entertaining the kids, you're trying to decompress from entertaining the kids. So it's like there are perks and pros and benefits of kids. It's just a very different life. I was unaware. 3 kids.
Well, that's why you need the office to escape. And that's what we were talking about, where it's like, dude, if your job sucks, you can't escape hell. Hell's everywhere. Like maybe you love hanging out with your kids for like a couple hours, but it's probably so much. Like being the grandparent where you just get like little tastes of the kid. I think that's the perfect world. But also
wait, I got more threads from that trip.
We got
like 3 minutes. Scuba diving, super sick sport. However, it hasn't stopped being scary until like halfway through dive. Like scuba diving in my head is just a very scary thing. Like it's not even fun. It's just not fun. And it takes like 30 minutes into that first dive to finally be like, no, this is sick. And so I haven't done it enough for it to be fun, but every time I do it, I'm like, that's a sick thing.
Dude, it's like when we climb mountains with our friends, and I'm like, I really don't like this. Like, this isn't fun. I'm just here for like the experience.
No.
But I'd so much rather just ride a dirt bike right now, or like do some other version that doesn't suffer the whole time.
Until you're 75 feet underwater and you see a mumbo jumbo crab fighting a shark.
That's sick, dude.
With its huge claws. That was sick.
Uh,
Um, and
hey, dude,
airplanes are sick. That's my other thing.
no
I'm a
no.
plane guy now. I'm an airplane guy now. That's the
Oh,
other thing I learned on this vacation. I was flying in the cockpit of one of those little island
oh,
ramblers, island planes. And
dude, that's how you're gonna go out. I've been
no,
watching.
that's going to be my hobby. Zero and flying airplanes.
I'm really obsessed with Eminem right now. I'm going back to my like 7-year-old Dylan phase when I dyed my hair blonde, and I actually might have been wearing a
Was
sleeveless
that
in the.
for Eminem?
Yeah, it
In
was for
honor
Eminem.
of Eminem? Nice.
I wanted to be like him. Dude,
Nice.
I forgot he didn't give a fuck, dude. He would say the craziest shit, and I'm like, I want to channel that energy. Dude, his raps are nuts. But his boy, what the fuck was his name? The cool name. Kind of sounded like Logic, but not Logic. Whatever. He had a boy,
Bummer.
and like his like rap dude that he like grew up with, and then he got shot in some gang thing, and Eminem like never smiled again. So I don't want you to go down in a plane crash because then I could turn
Never
into Eminem.
smiled again. Wow.
It
Well,
could
I
get
was
bad.
thinking, so on this flight in particular that got me really excited about flying planes. I was sitting in the cockpit and I was observing the pilot really hard because I was like, if he has a major heart attack right now, I'm going to land this plane. I am. I know how. I watched what he did and I will do it in reverse and I will land this plane. And that got me really excited about flying planes.
Nice,
So,
dude. Survival of the
yeah.
fittest. That's awesome that you're aware.
Survival of the fittest.
All right, Gardaloo!